Welcome to Midlife Matters. I'm Marie, and each week I'm joined by my friends Julie and Mindy to talk about all the topics keeping women in the middle years up at night. Today we're talking about what's been going on lately. Join us as we share what we're learning and doing in a life update. Let's get started. Listeners, you consistently tell us your favorite episodes are the ones where we're just talking, and that's what today is. We realize that it's been exactly a year, Julie and Mindy, since we released A Life Lately.
Really?
Yes. So it's been exactly a year since we caught listeners up on what's been going on lately. And even among the three of us, it's been a while since we've had a chance to just chat. So grab that cup of coffee and settle in as we give you and each other an update on how life is right now. And yes, I couldn't believe it when I looked back to find out what questions we asked each other last year. We recorded it the same week, this one, and we released it next week, the same week.
What?
There must be something about the end of August that makes us want to catch up.
Wow. I need to go back and listen. I kind of wonder if all my answers are going to be exactly the same.
Well, that's true. And I had said last year it had been a year. So maybe for 3 years in a row, we're saying the exact same thing.
We can't be.
We've grown a little bit since then. But anyways, we'll just start out where we started last time, which we usually start with something interesting you've learned lately. And I put interesting in quotes because it may or not be interesting to the general public, but it maybe bears mentioning to each other.
That's so funny. I'm glad you said that because I thought, is anybody going to find this interesting?
Yes.
So Mindy, you go first.
Oh, I was going to say, Julie, we don't want to wait in suspense wondering what we're going to find interesting.
I know. I just think Julie should go first here for sure.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Now that you've set the stage.
Yeah. Well, as I've mentioned before, I started my Colson Fellowship. So I'm a Colson Fellow in training.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in my third week, and I'm just really, really loving it. And it's a lot of work, but it's really good. And you know how when you are excited about something, you tend to talk about it all the time? And I thought, I'm not going to be one of those people who bores people with my stuff. But I have a little platform here, so I get to bore you for the next couple of minutes with
Yeah.
That's why we podcast, Julie, so we can say all the boring things together.
Right. So it's just really been fascinating. And, it's for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like a course on worldview, Christian worldview. And if you'd asked me a couple months ago, like, what is my worldview? I would have kind of stumbled through the conversation because I just haven't put I knew I had a worldview, but I didn't really put a lot of thought into what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of the neat thing is that we're learning is that we all have a worldview. Like that's what it is to be human. Like we all react to things like when we have an opinion on why this happened and why do you think this happened and what are we going to do about it? Like everybody has an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't always have a well thought out intentional worldview, but we still have one. And as humans, we don't just exist like our dog. We think about the deep questions like, is there a God? And who made us? And what went wrong with the world? And who's going to fix it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every person has those questions, whether they verbalize them or not. We all have the same questions. So that's kind of where we're starting, just discovering what a worldview is. And then as Christians, we're learning that a lot of us get our worldview like we catch a cold. Like we just absorb it from the culture around us. And it's really hard to affect the culture for good if we're being shaped by the culture instead. And that's kind of the point of this is like, how can Christians affect the culture? Like make the world better.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I think is really helpful for me is like thinking about a metaphor of a worldview being kind of like your glasses and really more specifically, your prescription glasses. Like you don't look at your glasses. You kind of just forget that you have them on, but you look through them. And they help you see the world as it really is. And that's what truth is, the world as it really is. And you kind of forget you have your glasses on. And if you take them off, you're like, oh, wow, everything's kind of blurry. Or if you had the wrong glasses on, like somebody else's glasses or the wrong prescription, then everything's just kind of not clear.
Mm-hmm.
So your worldview is a way to help you see the world clearly. And that's kind of the power of a worldview. It either helps you see the world as it really is, or it actually prevents you
Mm.
from seeing the world as it really is. So, and I just love that Chuck Colson has made this really practical. It's not just like an academic up here. Oh, this is all we're just going to learn about this and keep it, in a textbook somewhere. And I've already just seen how worldview shapes your thoughts, like the way I think about things and then therefore my ideas, and then that shapes your actions and your habits. And
Mm.
that's the way it's supposed to be instead of living backwards where the culture you
Mhm.
just kind of see what's popular or normal in the culture, and then that shapes you. That's the living life backwards way.
Mm. Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's just been really, fascinating, like, I've loved all the books we're reading and
Mhm.
listening to the podcast and webinars, and so that's
Yeah.
what's been taking up my time for the last month.
Yeah.
So, I'm
Wow.
1 month in, 8 more to go.
That's great, Julie. I mean, I definitely think that you're learning something interesting, and the fact that
Mhm.
you're just learning something is incredible too.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
learning
Yes.
new information is always exciting.
Yeah, it is.
And are you in a class with people that you can talk about what you're learning, or is this more of an individual type learning session?
Well, we do meet in person in a group in
Oh,
a
okay.
house once a month.
Okay.
Yes. And they said that was really one of the benefits of the group is that you have a place to talk with people.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We've only met once, so, we haven't gotten to know each other, but they said that that really was the community part was really helpful
Oh,
and
okay.
beneficial. So,
Hmm.
yeah, so we meet the first Saturday of every month.
Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Look forward to hearing more about that as
you
your
probably
year
will.
goes on. Yeah.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
All right, Mindy, what have you been learning about lately?
I'm learning a lot of things in the kitchen right now. So the first thing on my list, under this category is all the ways to make barbecue chicken. And this has come from this marinade that we love. And it's our new favorite protein. And so we're grilling it, we're putting it in the crock pot, we're baking it, we're adding it to different things, and we're having it all different varieties. But because we love the marinade that I've mentioned
Mhm.
so much, I'm literally making all types of barbecue chicken
That's
and
amazing.
meat. So, so there's that. But also, something else I've learned lately is just I'm trying to make the most of each day. I've said this so many times.
I feel like you're really good at that already, but
Every time I say it, I just mean it that much more. I
Mm.
mean, I just don't know what I was thinking before because now I really mean it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the most of these days. We have started back to having a routine again with our kids going back to school. And so we've just got one child in the house again. We're the last year of a school routine. And so I'm back to making dinner because I'm going to finally do it right this time. Like this year, I'm going to really kill it with making dinner every night or having good leftovers. And so I have a meal plan. I'm staying in budget and I'm grocery shopping only twice a week, which is actually a major improvement.
Oh, that's good.
And I'm making all kinds of barbecue chicken.
Hey, well, share some recipes because anything that's not grilled, I wanna hear the non-grilled
Oh,
ones because I don't have a
okay.
grill, so yeah.
Yes. Yes, even tonight, I'm actually making an old-fashioned. It's I call it old-fashioned. It is a casserole. I'm actually gonna make a casserole for dinner that is not barbecue chicken, but I'm making a casserole for dinner. I'm
Oh,
pulling out all these old
okay.
things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I mean, you've got 1 year left with someone at home for dinner every night, a kid at home for dinner every night.
Yeah. Yeah, I should learn how to do this finally.
It's funny because I mean, I did cook dinner almost every night because you're not gonna take 5 kids out to eat or you're not gonna order in. That's just way too expensive. And once my kids left, I don't care about cooking for Steve, and you probably won't care about cooking for Bryce. I don't wanna cook, and it's not even like he's perfectly capable of cooking for himself. Like, he doesn't cook anything. He can make himself eggs, but I don't know what we're living on, but I just do not want to cook. I don't want to. So make the most of this last year because when Nathan leaves, you're probably not going to want to cook for anyone ever again.
Well, you should tell Bryce to make the most of this year.
Well, that's true.
Oh, then maybe that's where it's at.
Yeah. Let's move on to an activity you have been enjoying. All right, you guys, give me some inspiration on some activities that you are enjoying, and maybe I'll start to enjoy them too. All right, Mindy, you go first this time.
All right, I'll go first. Well, I am currently enjoying putting together a book club slash biblical discussion meeting time with some friends to go through What If It's Wonderful again.
Oh, neat.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I was really contemplating and praying through, should I do a Bible study this fall? What does that look like? I really would like to do something. I don't necessarily want to lead a Bible study. I looked at all the ones being offered and I was like, I just don't think a traditional Bible study fits in the season of life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wanted to go through that book again. I was like, well, why don't I just call it a book club? Because Nicole Zazowski, the way the book is written, the chapters are very short. She's already got just a couple of questions for each chapter in the back. I'm like, okay, that's a no-brainer. I don't have to plan anything.
You own the book.
I own the book. I started reading it again. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want to go through. So I'm just kind of like putting together the simplest of formats for anybody that wants to do this with me. And so I'm enjoying kind of being really flexible and very simple about putting this together and then being willing to host it, because this sounds ridiculous, but I just haven't really led or hosted anything like this in a really long time. And it can be very intimidating to put yourself out there to do that, even with as simple as it is. And so literally just sending the text, I can't tell you how good that felt. Even if nobody wants to do it, like it was just being obedient, that I felt God was like, just put it out there, say yes. All right. Because what if it's wonderful? All right. I'm already starting.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
That's the whole point. It's easy to digest and it's short. And I'm really excited about that. So I'm not sure how it's going to go. It hasn't started yet, but that's something I am enjoying.
And you can celebrate that you've got it started, just like she talks about. You don't have to wait to celebrate.
Exactly. So if y'all want to read through it again, that's what I'll be doing.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, what are you enjoying doing, Julie?
Well, not a ton, but I did send you guys pictures of something I've been doing lately. Is I learned how to make a pleated fabric lampshade because I think Marie, you had mentioned it a couple of weeks ago or months ago on the podcast, and I don't really have that many lamps I could do it on just because I don't want it to dim the light,
Right.
I need more light, but I had this one little teapot looking lamp in my kitchen that had a white shade that was just kind of boring. And so I found some really cute blue and white fabric, and it's kind of a faux pleating method. You make little strips of fabric that are folded like a bias tape, and then you just run those from top to bottom, and then finish off the top and the bottom. You use hot glue. It really wasn't hard. It was just maybe a little time consuming, but so I've started a second one on a little lamp that I had on my porch. So, and I'm trying a different method for that. So it doesn't take very much fabric, like maybe half a yard. So it's not expensive. The one on my porch, I used a pillowcase that I liked.
Cute.
Just some nice cotton fabric is good. And so yeah. So
maybe
that's kind of fun.
We could include the link to the tutorial. You have a tutorial you're using in our show notes? Or is there like a YouTube video?
Yes, I think I've looked at so many, but I do think I have one that showed. Yeah. So
yeah. Okay. That's so cool. And Julie, I'm going to definitely make you teach me how to do that.
Yeah.
And also, we've got to share a picture of this. This is the cutest lamp. I was so surprised at how beautiful it looked when you sent that. I was like, I had never done anything like that. I haven't done anything like that. And I'm afraid that I'm not capable. So,
no. Well, here was the motivating thing for me. If you have Googled pleated decorative lampshades.
They're so expensive.
I have seen them in the $300 and $400 range, which is
They're
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, those are hand sewn and applied, like those are made from
Okay.
scratch. But still, like, would you
Yours
ever
are handmade.
know?
Yours are
Well,
handmade.
I know.
Sure.
Not hand sewn, but I just like I just cannot imagine spending that on just the shade of a,
Yeah.
I'm even seeing them up 500 plus,
That's
which is just absurd.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, don't start selling them, Julie, because then you'll lose interest and you'll stop making them.
Oh, yeah, I've already been through that loop. Like, at first I was like, oh, I could have an Etsy shop. And it's like 5 minutes later, nope, not doing that. No. So,
Quickest way to kill your hobby, right?
yeah, suck all the joy out. Well, and one other thing I wanted to say about that I was experimenting with, and I'm actually baking the bread right now. I may have to go and get it out of the oven. I am starting to add whole wheat flour to my bread.
Oh, are you? Sourdough whole wheat. I've not had that.
Yeah, and I'm using I had never heard of this until a friend told me about it. Einkorn wheat, which is like considered an ancient grain. It's never been it's genetically the same as it was thousands and thousands of years ago. Like that's the grain they use in Europe. We use a hybrid, to make the wheat bigger and everything. And so that's why the gluten causes such a problem in American breads, but not in Europe. So, my friend Judy, who's a listener on the podcast, she's educating me on all the different types of wheat. And she even gave me some whole grains of the wheat. And I know you can buy mills and grind it yourself.
I was going to say, if you start grinding your own wheat, Julie, I am going to.
Wow.
Well, I think I'm going to try it because she gave me a bag and she said I could grind it in my Vitamix blender.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to buy a mill because I think those are really expensive. But she said just do it in your Vitamix blender. Like it's actually a given use of the blender. So,
okay.
I know you have to kind of change the recipes up, and I've just been looking at different recipes, and so who knows how this is going to turn out. But one is in the oven right now. So,
wow.
Now spell that kind of wheat. Iron something.
Einkorn. It's EINKORN.
I've never even seen it in print or anything.
And spelt is the other one.
I've heard of that.
Then there's another one called like HUMAT, I think. You can buy them at Whole Foods.
Oh, interesting.
They're not cheap.
Okay.
But it's like from my sourdough bread, this is about 25% whole wheat, 75% white.
Okay.
I just figured I'm eating a lot of bread and I'm not getting any fiber, because I used to eat whole wheat bread. So I'm trying to see if this is good.
Okay. Great.
So I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. An activity I've been enjoying. This is such a fun activity and addictive. Bargain hunting on Facebook. I am just killing it with the bargain hunting.
Really?
In the last few months, what kind of got me started on the dopamine hit of bargain hunting was I saw this 10 by 14 wool rug. Can't remember where it was from now. I don't know if it was Ethan Allen or what, but it was regular. If I bought it today, it'd be like $4,800. And the person was selling it for, I think, $200. And I messaged her and she said, yeah, come on out. And it was all rolled up when I got there. It was someone in Franklin. And I said, oh, can I, spread this out? She goes, do you want it just for free? I said, free? And she said, yeah. She goes, we've had it a while. It might need to be cleaned. How about you just take it for free? I said, okay. And then
that's a bargain.
Yeah. And then she said, I actually have some other rugs over here if you want to look at them for free too. And I said, really? And there was this one really nice wool rug that my daughter had recently moved into a new house. And so I sent her a picture. I said, hey, this is free. Do you want me to get it for one of your rooms? And she said, sure. So took home 2 free 100% wool rugs. Well, I got the one that I liked home, and it was going to cost me a lot of money to clean it. It had kind of gotten dirty in the furniture pattern, and I had somebody come out and look at it who cleans rugs, and he was like, I just don't think that I could really get this clean. And then the places where you drop them off, they were super expensive. So I thought, this was like a free rug to me. I don't want to invest a ton of money. So I was going to just get rid of it. But then I said to Abigail, do you want to try this rug in your house? I said, because your room is painted really dark, the blue she just painted. I said, and let's just see what it looks like. So I took it down there, and her furniture pattern almost exactly matched the ladies. So the rug looked fantastic in her room. And so she just laid down this almost $5,000 rug for free, and she loves it. You know, she's got 3 small kids. She's not going to have to sweat about it. And so that was awesome. Then I gave her the other one. And just last week, she texted me and said that she sold that on Facebook. It didn't end up working for her. She sold it on Facebook for $300. So she made $300 off these 2 free rugs. So that was awesome. Then my daughter-in-law, who's expecting a baby, my son, he loves to run. And she had a registry, and she had lots of stuff on the registry, but a jogging stroller was not one of them. And she said that she just didn't want to put one down because she didn't know how often Davis would really use it. So on our Facebook site, I saw a jogging stroller pop up, and I snapped a picture and sent it to him and said, would you guys be interested in this? It's free. And I think it had one little tear in the footbed, which isn't even where the kid sits. It's like down where they might crawl into the stroller. And Davis said, sure. And they happened to be coming that weekend for the shower to bring a car to get all the gifts so they'd be able to take it back. And so I got it for him. And when I pulled up, I said, oh, I don't know. I think the name was Bob's or something. And I was thinking, oh, I don't know if this is even a good stroller. I don't even know if they'll want it. But if they don't want it, we can give it away for free. Because I was thinking it was like, you know how there's Tom's shoes and then there's Bob's imitation. So I was thinking it was like, in my mind, it was like equal to the Bob's. It was like some kind of imitation. Well, Davis and Maddie got here and they looked up. It's like $1,000 running stroller that I got for free.
Oh my goodness.
And they recognized the name right away. And Maddie's like, that's the stroller Davis has been wanting. I'm like, it is? Oh, I thought you might say, no, Marie, this is an off-brand. We don't even want it. So I was so glad that they wanted it.
Oh
and
my
once
goodness.
you get a couple of things like that, you just start getting addicted. You just want to find every find. Oh, another thing that got me so addicted was my son was moving out, my 23-year-old, and he doesn't own much. And I knew that without him getting married, like that pretty much falls on me to provide the stuff because he's not going to go out there and look for it. He'll either be sleeping on a mattress on the floor with a spoon and a fork, or mom will find me some things to live with. That was his attitude. So I just started stalking our neighborhood Facebook page for free items. And I mean, I got him tons of free stuff. And then I gave him a bed and a dresser. So he was set up. Every time I found another free thing for him, I was like, yes, my dopamine went up again. And then like another example of something that was so crazy this week, I love feather pillow inserts. Like sometimes I'll buy a clearance pillow at TJ Maxx for $10 or $15. I don't even like the pillow, but I want the nice feather insert. And someone was selling 8 Pottery Barn 18 by 18 feather pillow inserts for $4 each. And I was like, I'll take them all because I gave a couple to Abigail and I kept some for myself. And I just thought, where am I going to get nice feather pillow inserts for $4 again? Like, I'm taking these while there's a chance. But every day it's like, what can you get for almost free or for like super cheap?
I don't think I've ever seen anything free.
You haven't? Oh.
No.
Yeah. How are you searching? Because we need help.
Well, most of the free things have been in our neighborhood. I did get the rugs outside our neighborhood, but she didn't tell me they were free till I got there.
Right.
So that's my fun activity right now.
It is fun when you have a purpose, like when somebody sends you out, like, look for this. That's what I enjoy because I don't really need anything myself. But
right.
If somebody gives me a mission, it makes it a little more fun.
That is awesome, though. No wonder, like, you're enjoying, your kids are now back to school and moved out, and you're just doing all of this. I love that. It's like elevated dumpster diving.
It is. All right, let's talk about a new place you've been. That's one of the reasons that I can't get out of my slump is because I went to new places this summer and now I can't live my real life because I had too much fun. So for 6 months, we spent time planning an extended family trip. It was 11 of us representing 5 different families, and we planned it since January. There were a variety of places that my brother was going this summer. He was going to Paris, Amsterdam, Prague, and Krakow. And he said to anyone in the family, come to all 4, come to 1, come to 2, whatever works for your schedule, and we'll just eat together, have fun together, hang out together. You can stay in the same place or not. Like, it was very casual. And so it happened to work out that my daughter and I could go to 2 of the places with him. Our schedule worked out that we could go to Prague and we could go to Krakow. And my sister and her husband in Murfreesboro could also go. So we kind of all went over there at the same time and met my brother and parents and my aunt who'd already been over there. And so we just had such a fun time. I have to give a shout out to my brother. He is a super planner, and he planned even all the restaurants, lunch and dinner before we got there because he didn't want to show up places with 11 people and be wasting time trying to get seated or figure out what we wanted to eat. I mean, he was on it, but we had such a blast. And then Abigail and I, they were going to spend 4 days in Prague, and we only wanted to spend 2 days. So then Abigail and I are on our own, took a train to Vienna. We had a fabulous time together. We just enjoyed ourselves. And then we took the train home the next day, and then we flew to Krakow with everybody else. But this trip was so fun, and it was so hard to come back to real life because it was just too much fun being over there and like just seeing your family, and you're doing things in a new light, and like everybody's old enough to take care of themselves. So it was all, the youngest was ages 18 all the way up to 75. And so it was a wide variety of ages, and it was really cool to see people like doing different things and outside their normal roles. And we just had a really fun time. So that was a highlight this summer, and I loved the cities that we went to. I can't say that I ever said to myself, well, I really want to go to Prague or I really want to go to Krakow. But they were both super interesting and beautiful, and I learned so much, and I'm glad that my brother picked those, and it was just an amazing time. We had a really good time.
I think the hardest part from coming back from a trip like that is, for me, it's the food. Not only do you have to now prepare your own food, but the food is just so amazing over there. Like, it just tastes very real.
It
And
is very
fresh and
real.
not
Yeah.
processed. And just the way they enjoy their meals, they linger. It's a production. It's not just grab this and go, like, which is what I love. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't imagine the level of planning because I never got that far where I got lunch and dinner planned too. That takes a lot of work.
Yes. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Julie, where were you this summer?
Well, I think I've mentioned this, but I got to visit the Rocky Mountain National Park outside of Estes Park, Colorado. I went this summer back in early June, first week of June. So it was just glorious because the weather there was so nice. And we even had snow at the higher elevations that we visited. And, I was camping with a friend who was with Girl Camper, which was really a cool experience, just getting to meet these women, because this was like a nationwide camporee where everybody comes together. So I met a friend from Houston and a lady from Monterey, California. And, they're all like, hey, if you ever want to come to my place, I'll host you. It's just kind of neat to meet these people. And hopefully I'll see them again. It was a cool experience. And I saw 2 moose, so that was a big highlight for me because I'm always on the moose hunt, and we did
I've
find
always
them.
wanted to see live moose, and I've never seen them yet, or, not in like a zoo or something like
Right.
Well,
that.
I've never even seen one at a zoo. I don't know a zoo that has a moose.
Okay.
I mean, it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Then we did do a family trip to the beach, but that's not any place new for us. And then on a much smaller scale, I have tried the new Perrin Bakery in Franklin. So that is a new place for me. It's a French bakery in downtown Franklin, and it's just so French and so good. And
Good.
it's really kind of pricey, so it's not a place I'll drop in like every week, but it's a fun place to go for a treat.
Nice.
Like a coffee and a pastry. I mean, the pastry counter is just gorgeous. You see them baking. They sell loaves of French bread, and that you can just take away. And
how wonderful.
we sat outside, which, I mean, even the little bistro tables, they're all very French, and we're right along the side of, it's like a patio with a railing, and then you look down, really far down onto the Harpeth River, and it's all in the shade, and it was just really nice. And I was kind of like, oh, I think I even posted something about it, like, is this France or Franklin? And
Oh.
then we hear, like, all these teenagers, kinda squealing and talking, and they're on inner tubes floating down the Harpeth River by the place, and I was like, "Okay, definitely Tennessee. People are on inner tubes."
Nobody's on inner tube in France.
Now, I don't know if you're in the Seine, you could, you might lose a limb if you inner
True,
tubed in that
true.
river.
Right.
So, yeah, it was fun, but, yeah, I'll definitely go back. I mean, it was a cool experience.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's good.
Well, we kept ourselves a little closer to home this summer, and it was kinda nice. I guess I would describe even this whole season of our family and the stage of life that the different kids are in as just quiet, calm, routine. People are growing.
Mhm,
People
mhm.
are changing. But, like, Jacob ended up having, a really awesome opportunity to work at our hospital as a transporter, and he's hoping to go to medical school, and, um, he's just a sophomore in his undergrad degree right now at UGA, but that job required him to work a lot of hours, which he loved, and, the people that he met and what he got to do and being in the hospital just reaffirmed what he wants to do, and so because he had this job that he was working 40 plus hours, some weeks, so we kept it close to home, and so we had Abby and Joey coming a lot, we were out on the lake a lot, but I can't say that we really went anywhere new, and
Mhm.
so it was very just close to home, LaGrange things on the lake,
Mhm.
daily things. And so it was Jacob's first time home from college, so readjusting
Oh,
to
yeah,
2
that's
kids
new.
in the house instead of just
Mhm,
1 again, and so we're in that, and now we're, finishing strong with the last one in high school.
mhm.
But yeah, no place really new for us. Yeah.
Just being all together, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the season that we're in.
Yeah. And listeners, LaGrange is a destination spot because Julie found Visit LaGrange in a magazine. What magazine was that?
Yeah.
It was
It was the Franklin magazine.
Yeah, it said Visit LaGrange,
Yeah.
and then it kinda gave a
Yeah.
little brief synopsis of your town, Mindy, that's amazing.
It was like a two-page spread of all these things to do there. Yeah.
Okay, well, funny story. You sent that to me. And also, around the same time, my daughter has a good friend. We have a good family friend, Ashley
Mhm.
Hickman, that lives
Oh,
there in
yeah.
Nashville,
Mhm.
the Chapmans. And yeah, she has been trying to find a weekend to come down to LaGrange. And now we've got this whole group of young adults that are coming to our home in October, and we'll be hosting them. And they want to do LaGrange things.
That's fun.
And so, spreadsheet, like this is, the meals and the places and the times and the things and,
Mhm.
and we're going to do LaGrange. They want to go to Auburn, which is just right down the road. And so we're hosting a LaGrange weekend for a whole
That's
group of young
amazing.
adults that are family friends and also my daughter and son-in-law.
Cool.
Who knew?
That's great.
I think it all started with the podcast that we did
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
Yeah.
LaGrange. So
Probably.
I'm gonna just bet that's where it came from.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's talk about things that you are doing in your house lately. I have been redoing my guest bedroom because when my one son moved out, I gave him the bed and I gave him a dresser, and now I'm like, "Well, what do I want in that room?" And, before I had a queen size bed and a twin size bed in there because I had a lot of people coming in and out, and now that he lives local but not in my house, it's like, well, let me rethink about my rooms. So when we were traveling in Europe, I think every room Abigail and I stayed in, they were twin beds, but they could be
Mhm.
kings. And I just thought, how
Mhm.
versatile is that? And they would have like one king size headboard, but then the two twin beds. So I'm gonna try to recreate that in my guest bedroom
Yeah.
because I
Yes.
already had Steve's office had 2 twin beds in it, and he was like, "Do you think I need to have 2 beds? Like, I'd like a little more room." And I'm like, "I actually don't think you really need 2 twin beds in there anymore." So when Isaac took the queen bed, I moved one of those into the other room, so now I just have 2 twin beds. It wasn't even like I had to
Mhm.
buy anything. And so, yeah, I'm gonna see how that configuration might work for us. I'll let you know.
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause then if you have 2 girls coming or
Yes.
whatever, you
Yeah.
can just spread them apart or
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Marie, I took advantage of some free twin beds from our church at one point, like a long time ago. And it had been used in like the old parsonage type church house that they would host different people in. They were brand new twin beds and headboards and footboards. And so I have had that configuration for a while. It has come in clutch so many times,
Mhm.
and I can't get rid of them. I have never had a kid that slept in them like constantly,
Yeah.
but I've always had these 2 twin beds, and so I'll either push them together and make it up as a king bed, depending on who's coming,
Uh-huh.
or I'll separate them out and make them up as 2 twin beds.
Yeah.
It is the most genius little setup in a
Mhm.
bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's a great hotel idea too, because when we went to London last fall, it was me and my son. So I'm like,
Mhm.
I was so paranoid that we weren't gonna get 2 twin beds because this was not gonna fly. We were
right.
and I think they just probably it's the way they make them up and
Yeah,
just
it's
push
how
them
they do
apart.
them. Yeah. Mhm.
So, that was really nice, and you just don't
Mhm.
find that here in
No,
America
you
at all.
don't.
Right. They've been doing that on cruise ships for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, what are you guys doing in your house lately?
Well, sadly, I had to undo something in my house. I just told you that I had rehung my porch curtains, taken them off those
Mhm.
wires, and put up really nice things. I
Yeah.
get a letter from the HOA saying the porch curtains have to come down. They're a violation. And I
Yeah.
was so upset because I just loved my porch curtains, and most other people said they loved my porch curtains, but
Yeah.
they have all the cards, so they hold all the cards, so I had to do it. So, I'm focusing more on my back porch, which is where I spend most of my time anyway, but, I know I've done 2 things out there, and I know Marie was over one night after a walk, and we sat out there, and I thought, "I don't think I've ever been this hot in my entire life." Like, that
Oh,
we had the fan
it
we had
was hot.
walked, yeah, and it was a hot
Yeah.
night, and then I had the fan on, and the fan has 1 speed, and it's painfully slow. Like, it just you can still see each blade, it's just kinda
Yeah.
doing this, and never
Mm.
it just didn't help at all, and it had a little pull string, and when I'd pull it, it didn't change. So
Mhm.
one day I was in Walmart and I thought, I just need to get a new fan. And I thought, wait a minute, I don't know enough about fans. I need
Yeah.
to research this. So I looked in my little book that the previous homeowners had given me. And I was looking for like the brand so I could maybe look up owner's manual. Couldn't find it, but I found that it was purchased at this local store here. So I just said, hey, this fan has a lifetime warranty. That's what they told me. And they said, why don't you just pick out another fan?
Really?
So, yeah, so they
What?
didn't make this fan anymore, which was like a $167 fan, which is cheap.
Yeah, it is.
And so they let me pick out a $400 fan and just
No
swapped it out.
way.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
So I researched it, and this is just a 3-blade fan, but
Uh-huh.
I think my other one was like 48 and this is 64.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot
So
better.
yeah, and so, the blades are bigger, the motor's better, and then you can look at there's this rating called cubic feet per minute, like how much air it moves. So you can look up, like, the square footage of your room, and it would say you need this size fan. Well, I went,
Oh.
like, bigger, not bigger in size, but, like, higher, cubic feet per minute. So, had the guy come out, put it in, and when he turned it on, I think it has 4 speeds. The highest speed, it was like, going like this,
No
and I
way.
was like, "You are kidding me." I said, "That's the whole reason I replaced it." But y'all, it does it I read it the big fans don't need to move very fast
Oh.
Oh.
because it's moving so much air, and, like, I'm looking out
Oh.
there now, my tablecloth is blowing in the breeze.
Oh.
It is wonderful, like it's somebody sitting there with a fan
Oh,
fanning
that's
you.
nice.
Because you don't hear how when a fan's going really fast and there's that whir, like almost like a box fan noise, it's totally silent and it's just like
Oh.
someone's fanning you. So if you need to replace a fan, look at the CFM, like how much air it's moving, because it doesn't have to move fast to necessarily move a lot of air.
That's awesome.
So we've had record temperatures,
Yeah.
heat indexes of 106 one day, and I am still
Mhm.
on my porch
That's
every day.
amazing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It feels great, and then at night, it feels great. So, I got the idea, okay, I'm gonna move, actually, I did this first, but I wanted my TV out there, and I didn't wanna put it in my brick wall, so I just kinda kept putting it off, like, I don't need it." And my son goes, "Why don't you just buy a TV stand?" I was like, "What do you What do you
Mhm.
mean? Not like a table, but like a metal stand that they would use at a gym. Like,
Mm.
I think this one was actually like supposed to go in front of a treadmill.
Mm.
It's just like a black pole with
Mhm.
a
Right.
with a base. So that's what I did. I just got it on
Mm.
Amazon and put the TV on it, and it just kind of sits in the corner at the right height.
Yeah. It's
And if I
nice.
wanted to, I could move it anywhere. You
Mhm.
Right.
just move it around. So
Mhm.
that's been a nice addition to watch a movie
Yeah.
out there under my fan and stay out there even later.
That's awesome, Julie.
Yeah.
Murray, that's almost, the same as your, like, Facebook free
I
marketplace stuff, like
know.
the free stuff. She got a free fan
Didn't that just give you
Yeah.
at
such
the
a
store.
high, Julie?
Yeah, I did have to pay to install it, but,
Okay.
that was okay. I was like, I just couldn't believe they said, "Oh, just pick out one," and I was like, "Well," because at first I picked out like a $200 fan. I thought, "Wait a minute, you're just saying pick out one? Like I could get a nicer one?" She goes, "Well, I wouldn't want you to get like a $600 fan, but yeah, you could go." So,
Mm.
Oh,
so I was
that's
like, "Okay."
awesome,
I
Julie.
won't get a $600 fan.
It's like, "Okay, how about a $400 fan?" It's like, "Sure."
That is
I'll meet you
amazing.
halfway.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. I'll go cheaper then. How about 4?
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you guys doing anything in your house, Mindy?
Wow, we've done some little things. Since I've already talked before about we redid our kitchen
Mm.
and we redid our driveway and things like that. So those were some bigger projects that we still feel like were very recent.
Mhm.
And so some of the minor things that we've done recently that have made a big impact, though, is I replaced my porch swing pillows. I had the recent pillows that were out there for a couple of years. They were kind of getting faded, and I still liked them, but I was like, yeah, I could really use to update this.
Mhm.
And one of my favorite things on the front of our house is our American flag, and I thought, I think I really wanna do just something vibrant that's like red, white, and blue.
Mhm.
And so I went more with the navy,
Mhm.
but I ended up, getting some solid red pillows and then some navy and white pillows to go in front, and it looks
Mhm.
so good. It just looks so fresh and
Classic.
revitalized, and the color, and we've got a lot of color growing in the yard right now, and so those porch pillows, I
Mhm.
love. I'm always looking at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, also something simple, but just kind of a life hack, I guess, is just as our household has come back down to 3 people, I had mentioned before that we had to get a new refrigerator. Our other one died. So, with all of those changes with our refrigerator and less people, we are organizing and cleaning out our refrigerator, how we use it. And so the things that are in it, we want the good food ready and easy to grab. And so Bryce even put in some clear like
Storage bin.
baskets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, storage bins, but they're clear, so
Yeah.
we can organize the food. So he made it even look better.
That's nice.
And so even just, like displaying your food differently, having clean containers, having an organized place to put things. And so we just like when you're snacking, we want to have good healthy snacks ready to grab and go. And
Right.
so that's what we've done. We've all loved it.
Mhm.
Um and so we're eating better and it looks better.
Oh,
I
good.
aspire to that, Mindy. You do not wanna see my fridge.
That is not me, Julie. That is totally Bryce. He is definitely the organizer of the 2 of us. I'll buy the food. He gets to organize the food.
Yeah.
All right. What are you watching, reading, or listening to?
Alright, something I'm watching, again, you guys may not find this interesting, but, I went back and found one of the old Ken Burns. Do y'all ever watch the Ken Burns series? Yeah.
A
No.
long time ago when Isaac was a
Okay.
baby.
He has so many now. So this is an old one, but it was on the Roosevelts, and
Oh.
I knew very little about Teddy Roosevelt, and, I just knew he was, like, an outdoorsman, environmentalist, started the national parks. And so that was really fascinating, and I learned that, like, Teddy and FDR were 5th cousins. Eleanor was Teddy's niece, so
Mm,
FDR married his cousin. And, I mean, she didn't even have to change her name. Her name was Roosevelt.
interesting.
And they were kind of like the closest thing that America had to royalty, because of their wealth and all of that, and just it was just really fascinating to hear about these families. And what it made me want to do is take a road trip to New York
Mm.
because they have the Oyster Bay Roosevelts lived out on Long Island, and then the Hyde Park Roosevelts lived up the Hudson River. And their
Mhm.
houses are still there, and they're just gorgeous, and you can tour them. And
Mhm.
so I think that'd be a fun road trip. I love touring
Me.
like historic homes.
Me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to me, the most fascinating part of it all was FDR's polio story because I
Mm.
knew he had
Mhm.
polio, but I always assumed he got it after he was president. I didn't know he ran for president not able to walk. A lot of people say, "Oh, he just did fine with polio because he was such a happy, optimistic person." But they said that is not true. Like he really obviously struggled with it because he I think he had like a 4-year-old when he got polio. He was swimming with his son, came in, and then over the next 2 days developed this viral illness and lost the use of his legs.
Mm.
So he
Oh.
was, like, right in his prime of fatherhood and just
Mhm.
how the press was instructed to never film him getting out of a car or out of a train
Mhm.
because it was very awkward. They could get
Mhm.
him to stand. He wore these awful metal braces
Mhm.
but, just it was a different time when the press would
Mhm.
respect that. Now they
Right.
go looking to humiliate, embarrass people.
Right,
Right.
right.
So, yeah, if you're looking for a good historical, I think it's like 8 episodes. It was really fascinating.
Oh, that's interesting. What are you listening, watching, or reading, Mindy?
Okay, so the one thing in my watching category was my I'm a Fan, I think last week, but we're still watching it a lot.
Oh,
And I'm just laughing so much over the Top Gear show that we've been watching
okay.
with Nathan. And so these guys, I mean, I didn't think I could laugh more. And then I'll watch an episode and I am just like flabbergasted at the things that they do and get themselves into. And their British humor is so quirky and
Mhm.
I would love to just talk like them sometimes. I mean, I can't say all the things that they say, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
or I won't say all the things that they say, but they are so funny. So that's literally the only thing in my watch category until some new movies hit the theaters, which I've seen some coming out. Um, but what I'm reading is, of course, the What If It's Wonderful book again. I just finished doing a Bible study on Ruth that I absolutely loved. Currently in the Bible, I've been reading Proverbs, just taking it slow. I haven't really done Proverbs, and I don't know when the last time was that I read like through the book of Proverbs. And so that's actually been really, really insightful, even sometimes to really ponder on just the wisdom of one particular verse. So I've noticed that there's some days that like there's like an anthem for my prayer is that verse and just meditating on it. So going for my gratitude walk and really just meditating on things that I'm reading and praying through. And so just the book of Proverbs is something else I'm reading. And then non-biblical related, I mentioned Kate Quinn and how she has some Kindle Unlimited books that you can read, I'll say for free if you have that Kindle Unlimited subscription. And so one recent one that I read that was included in the subscription is called The Diamond Eye. And I absolutely loved it. Have y'all read this one before by Kate
I
Quinn?
did. She's about a sniper.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
The woman sniper from
Mm.
Russia.
Yeah, that was good.
Fascinating. Oh, it was so fascinating to read about that. So that is a book that I have very much enjoyed recently.
Oh, good.
That
That's
sounds
good.
good.
Yeah. All right, I'll focus on something I've been listening to because I think I've mentioned as my I'm a fan before, or maybe I just mentioned decorating podcasts in general. But this particular one, my daughter is hooked on it now. We've listened to so many episodes. We feel like we know the ladies. They started in 2017, so they have tons of episodes, and it's called Decorating Tips and Tricks. And they are designers, but they're very normal. You can really relate to the things they suggest and the things they buy for their own homes. And they always are full of like really relatable things that you could do. And it's just such an easy listen. And they have just a plethora of topics. So if you are kind of running out of things to listen to podcast wise, go ahead and download Decorating Tips and Tricks. And I mean, you could just hit on just any one of them, and there's just a lot of material there.
Is it on YouTube or is it just audio?
Well, I think they might have some things on their YouTube, and I'm sure maybe their podcast is. But I mean, it sounds weird to be listening to a decorating podcast.
Yeah.
But I never even go to the show notes and look at any of the pictures. I just get it all auditory because it's a lot of principles and a lot of things that they're suggesting, or they'll, talk about what's in and out, or here's a trend. What do we think about it? Or I don't know. It's just a lot of discussion. I just really enjoy it. It's such a comforting listen. You can just listen to it. You don't have to pay super close attention. It passes the time.
Mhm.
So anyways, that's a good one. All right, you guys. Well, I feel like we've caught up. Listeners, we'd love for you to find us on Instagram. Come and find us at Midlife Matters Podcast, or you can email us at midlifematterspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you've been doing or what you think of anything that we've said today. But before we go, we want to do I'm a Fan. All right, Julie, what are you a fan of this week?
All right, I'm a fan of a book that I am currently reading called The Lord of Psalm 23, and it's by David Gibson. And I was really surprised because I've had the book since Christmas and I haven't opened it. It was a Christmas gift from a lady at church, and now she's going through the book in our class. And I don't know, I just, how like a familiar passage can just kind of lose its meaning. Like you just kind of blow past the phrase, the familiar phrases. And so like, just when you think there's nothing new to learn in Psalm 23, then this book comes along. And it's just, that verse or that chapter is just one of the most turned to passages. Like Christian and non-Christian alike probably all know or, about that. But the book just causes you to really slow down and sit with each line. And then the author just unpacks all this depth behind these very familiar words. And if you know the psalm, it's kind of broken into 3 strains, and he talks about our relationship with Christ as sheep and shepherd, traveler and companion, and then guest and host. And I just love those breakdowns. And I thought of you, Mindy. I thought about sending it to you because I know how much you love that song. I've been listening to that song too, and I don't know. It was just a very fresh take on it, on a passage that I thought, like I've heard this.
So this is a whole book written about this?
Yes, and it's just a beautiful book.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
I will be checking that out.
Yeah, you should. And he's a Scottish pastor, and
Okay.
I feel like the cover looks like a Scottish book.
It's beautiful.
It does.
Yes.
Green, nice and green.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right, Mindy, what are you a fan of this week?
I'm a fan of something that unfortunately I need now in midlife. With one of my new symptoms of being a midlife woman, I have very dry eyes.
Oh, okay.
And I have been struggling with my dry eyes, just feeling irritated all the time. I've started to get some eye infections, and I think it's because of that. And so my daughter works at an ophthalmologist clinic, and she recommended this, and I absolutely love it. So it is called OcuSoft Lid Scrub. It is so soothing. It's an over-the-counter lid scrub. So like to actually clean your eyelids, and you're thinking it's your eyes. And this says, let me just read it to you. It is a non-irritating formula which effectively removes oil, debris, pollen from the eyelids. It's ideal for daily eyelid hygiene and is specially formulated for irritated eyelids associated with dry eyes and also like contact use and things like that. I had never heard of this stuff. Like I said, it's over the counter. It comes in these packages, so you open the package and you can use one for one eye. What's nice about it is that it does clean your eyelids, but then you just leave it and it leaves your eyes feeling so soothed. My eyes feel moisturized. It's a soothing formula. It's safe. Like ophthalmologists use this. And so I felt good about adding it into my routine. And so like once a day I'm using this, and it has made a huge difference. I love how it feels on my eyes.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah. I've been struggling with a little bit with dry eyes too, and so I'm going to be moving from monthly contacts to daily because I
Okay.
thought that might help. But you start to get drier eyes at this time in your life, and so
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. This week, I'm a fan of something that is gritty. I know Julie's probably not going to watch it. I don't know about you, Mindy, but I feel like it is gritty. But man, when it was over, I was just really super thankful that I'm not raising teenagers anymore. And also kind of like, if I was raising teenagers, I would want to watch this and be aware. So have
my.
you seen Adolescence on Netflix advertised? So it's just
No.
it's a crime drama, but it's more than a crime drama. It's just 4 episodes. One of the interesting things about it is it was shot in one single take, real time. Yes, continuous.
Okay.
So you feel like you're almost watching someone's home movie, or like you're really there within it, like you're watching it happen in real time. So it says that as far as crime dramas go, Netflix's Adolescence is as emotionally complex as it gets. And I always love an emotionally complex show.
Oh, my. Not me. Sorry, go ahead,
That's
Marie.
why I thought Julie and Mindy might be out. Okay. It is a 13-year-old boy who is arrested on suspicion of murdering a 13-year-old girl. But it follows the family and how his and his family's life is turned upside down. It takes place in Britain. It is just such real emotion. It's not even as much about the crime as it is about today's teenagers, what they're dealing with, the influences that they have, the stuff that we as parents don't know about, but all the teens do know about. But it's so dangerous that they're trying to navigate this stuff for themselves and the parents aren't even aware of it. And it's like, how did all these things go wrong? Because it's so powerful. And like, if I'm done with a show and I'm still Googling what Reddit says on it and like Googling, well, why did it end like that? Or, well, what did that mean? Then that really got into my head. So yes, there's some swearing and there's some, things that we don't love to look at, but there's the hard parts of life in it. But there's also like, wake up, your kid knows about this stuff. They're dealing with it. If they're not dealing with it, one of their friends is dealing with it. Anybody's kid could get caught up in this. I'm not saying what the kid did was right at all, but it's like, how does something like this happen in what your seemingly normal family looks like from the outside? So I just thought it was really good so I'm going to put it out there as a recommendation.
Yeah.
I'd love to know if anyone out there has watched it, and let me know on Instagram or in our email what you thought about it.
And if any listener has any experience, because I did get a lot of emails about sourdough with incorporating wheat, I'd like to know your tips.
Okay. All right. We're looking for listener feedback here, guys.
Yep.
All right. Julie, Mindy, we'll talk with you next week.
All right.
That's
bye.
great.
Right.
Bye.
Bye. We're so happy you joined us today. You can find the show notes for this episode at midlifematterspodcast.com. Also, please tell a friend about the show and help them hit the free subscribe button on their favorite podcast app. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast. That's where we post pictures and stories about all the things we talk about in each episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.